What is up, everybody? Jeremy Eisenfire here, and welcome to the channel. With FX's Alien Earth just around the corner now, we are getting some new and intriguing information on the upcoming series. And it looks like now we are getting our first reactions to the first episode, as those who were lucky enough to attend the Alien Earth Comicon panel in San Diego got a special screening of episode 1. And it looks like some of the details and reactions are now starting to hit online. And so far, it seems fans were pretty impressed with what they saw. Set to hit our screens on August 12th on both FX and Hulu, Alien Earth takes place in the year 2120. The same year, in fact, that the notorious ship from the first Alien film, the Nostromo, would also depart Earth, setting them on the path for their ill-fated encounter with the Xenomorph 2 years later. And at this point in time, the Earth is controlled by 5 major corporations, with the series predominantly focusing on the corporate rivalry between the Weyland-Yutani Corporation and the Prodigy Corporation. The series first begins when a ship owned by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation carrying 5 of the most dangerous specimens in the galaxy ends up crash landing on property owned by the Prodigy Corporation. Prompting a response, the Prodigy Corporation sends Wendy and a team of ragtag soldiers to the crash site to investigate, only to put her and her team face to face with the galaxy's biggest threats, kicking off a fight to the death for the very fate of Earth. At this point in the timeline, cyborgs and synthetics exist alongside humans, but the Prodigy Corporation has also begun its first experimentation to create hybrids, synthetic bodies infused with human minds, with Wendy being their first successful case. When the Weyland-Yutani ship, the USCSS Magnet, crashes in Prodigy City, it is up to Wendy and her team of fellow synthetics to hopefully lead a rescue mission investigating the crash, and in turn, save her brother, who just so happened to be stationed on the crashed ship. But unfortunately, what was waiting for them was 5 of the galaxy's most dangerous aliens, kicking off not only a fight for survival, but a corporate entanglement as well, as rival companies fight for control of the specimens, with Prodigy and Weyland-Yutani being at the forefront. Overall, I am certainly impressed with the production of Alien Earth up until this point. The cast, the crew, the cinematography, and the general plot seem to be pretty interesting, and with it being set on Earth itself makes the stakes that much higher. And with the series set to explore themes like power, greed, corporate rivalry, and humanity's never-ending search for immortality, you definitely get the sense that it's going to be a lot more than just your average bug hunt, and will likely have a healthy mix of sci-fi, horror, and a human element woven throughout, begging the ultimate question: who are the real villains of the series? The aliens, who are simply doing what's in their nature? Or the corporations, who attempt to play God by meddling with forces they don't fully understand? In my experience, some of the best stories usually find a good balance at exploring the existential fear with the real-world human fear, a dichotomy that the Alien series has balanced pretty well in the past, something that the series seems to also be exploring. And if these early Episode 1 reviews are any indication, we certainly seem to be getting a good mix of sci-fi, horror, and human elements, a sentiment that has been backed up by the cast themselves, as Timothy Olyphant on the recent San Diego Comicon panel stated that there will be plenty of scary critters, but human drama is really at the core of the story. And apparently one of the big themes of the film is going to be exploring different forms of finding immortality. Based on some of the early reviews for Episode 1, there is an on-screen text at the beginning of the episode that informs the audience that by 2120, there are essentially 3 different methods that have been developed in hopes of finding immortality. One method being the synthetics, the androids that we have met in many of the previous Alien films, who are essentially full-on synthetic beings ran by AI. And then we have the cyborgs, which are basically just humans with cybernetic enhancements. And now with the premiere of Alien Earth, we have the introduction of hybrids, a mix of fully synthetic bodies with human consciousness downloaded into them, like Wendy and the rest of her team. One thing that the episode explores is that whichever one of these technologies prevails will rule the universe. And while one might naturally assume that synthetics end up winning out, considering that they are used for many decades and centuries later into the future, it's hard to know for sure what direction Earth itself took, as all of the other Alien films take place in space, making this series that much more intriguing with it being set on Earth. Another interesting aspect of the premiere is the rivalry of the 5 different corporations that are ruling Earth. Like Weyland-Yutani, Prodigy, Lynch, Threshold, and Dynamic, with the focus of the series being the rivalry between Weyland-Yutani and Prodigy. A rivalry that escalates when a Weyland-Yutani ship carrying 5 of the most dangerous specimens in the galaxy crashes in Prodigy City, causing its founder, Boy Cavalier, to become determined to claim whatever's on that ship for himself. Something that I imagine is not going to go well with Weyland-Yutani, as they will undoubtedly want their property back, setting up a violent clash between these two megacorporations. They also appear to be setting up a very interesting sibling dynamic in the first episode as well. We learn some of Wendy's motivations very early on after the ship crashes in Prodigy City, with her realizing that her brother was aboard that ship, making her determined to do everything she can to rescue him, including utilizing the new synthetic body that she was just given, as they are faster and much stronger than the average human. And she certainly won't be alone, as Wendy's entire team seems to also be made up of children that have recently been given synthetic bodies, setting up an interesting showdown between them and the aliens. But overall, it looks like the first episode really kicks things into high gear right from the very beginning, and I cannot wait to see where the rest of the series goes when it airs on August 12th, as we will not only be getting one, but a 2-episode premiere. But that's going to do it for my breakdown for some of the early reviews coming out from Alien Earth. The show definitely looks like it is going to be a wild ride from start to finish, and I cannot wait to see what Noah Hawley has in store for us. And definitely leave your thoughts and comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like on your way out and consider subscribing to stay up to date on all of our upcoming Alien Breakdown videos. And as always, I want to give a big thank you to everybody out there for watching, and we will see you on the next one.